so we've got a gentleman by the name of Chris Manuel. He's, oh, there he is. Hi, Chris.
How you doing?
Yeah, good to see you. He's from Lion Electric. They make the Lion school buses. They make Lion trucks. I'll let Chris jump right into his presentation here, and yeah, welcome.
Excellent. Well, thanks for having me. I'm kind of blind to everyone in the room, so I'm just looking at myself at a screen. So I apologize if it is a little impersonal. I wish I was there in person. First thing I want to say is, and if I get this name wrong, I apologize. I didn't have the video, so I was just listening to it. The elder before, excellent, well spoken. I jotted down some things from it and definitely learned a lot from it. So appreciate hearing that for sure. And the other thing I just kind of want to highlight is the gentleman that spoke before, David. Excellent job on explaining charging and the different levels. I sit through a lot of these types of presentations in what I do every day, and that was one of the better explanations I've heard of level 1, verse 2, verse 3 charging. So just some comments on kind of the stuff I'd heard before in the room. So yeah, I'm going to try not to take too much of everyone's time and blab too much about Lion here, and I do have a deck with me, so I'm going to share my screen, or at least attempt to here. So I'm here to talk about primarily Lion as a company and kind of electrification in general. One of the things that we talk about is that electrification is a new industry, but we are far from anything of a new company. So we were founded in 2008. We are celebrating our 15th anniversary this year. We launched our first all-electric school bus in 2016. And then in 2020, we shifted from the school bus market to include the medium and heavy duty truck market. We've been doing this for a long time, so everything is still new to us, but we're kind of a 15-year overnight success with it. Originally in 2008, we did start as a traditional diesel school bus manufacturer with some invitations on the frame of the school bus, a single frame school bus, less rivets, some quiet features like that. And very quickly, Mark, our founder, decided that we should go all electric right from the beginning and be a driver of change for this industry in general. So a little bit about Lion as a whole. Lion today, so we have more than 1,800 electric vehicles in operation. Those are all medium and heavy duty electric vehicles. So those are primarily school buses, but there are a few hundred trucks scattered out throughout it. We've got more than 30 million kilometers driven. Those are real world kilometers. That's on the road with real people doing real work tasks, not testing. All of our vehicles are currently manufactured in Saint Jerome, Quebec. That facility has a capacity of 2,500 vehicles per year. One of the things that we do talk about with our culture at Lion is we are proudly Canadian. We started in Canada, we were founded here, and our goal is that for the entirety of the company, all the vehicles that are sold in Canada will be manufactured in Canada as well. We did also last year open a U.S. facility in Joliet, Illinois. That facility has a capacity of 20,000 vehicles. That facility will primarily be to feed the U.S. school bus market as that starts to pick up. So as a goal for our company, everything made in Canada, everything sold in Canada rather made in Canada, and then the same thing with the United States. Everything sold in the United States eventually will be manufactured in the United States. Important to us for community, for every part of it. We also last year opened up our battery facility outside of Mirabel. Very exciting for us. We are now producing our new vehicles with our own Lion batteries. We are the first medium heavy duty battery manufacturer in North America that has a facility here. Our batteries were certified in December, and our first units with the Lion batteries are coming off the line and being delivered to customers this quarter. Huge for us. One of the things that we try to do as a company is that control all aspects of it. And the batteries were the last part of our vehicles that kind of weren't Lion. We were purchasing our batteries from an outside source that we've been using for years, had no problems with it. But the ability to do our own will just create some more control over every part of the process for us and keep it in Canada as well. And we are currently about 1,300 employees, ballpark, from that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the lineup here. So to give you, sorry, actually keep my slideshow keeps going ahead of me here. So a little bit about my background, I guess. Sorry to jump into it a little bit. So I'm a national sales manager on the truck side with Lion. So I am extremely familiar with our truck lineup, our charging infrastructure, our ecosystem. When it comes to the bus lineup, I'm a little bit familiar, so I'm going to go through some of the bus stuff, but I will be able to provide you with actually a bus expert from Lion if you do have bus questions as well for that. So to give you kind of an idea of our truck lineup, we have 3 trucks in our lineup. They range from our Lion 5, which would be a 16-foot Class 5 truck. This will be a 26,000 pound GVWR. So in Ontario, it would be a G-rate vehicle. I'm not sure what the rate is in Manitoba for that. This is a versatile vehicle, and this vehicle will basically be anything where you'd use like a 5-ton or an F550 chassis for that. So the next step up would be our Lion 6. So this is a 26-foot vehicle. This is best designed as a box truck or a flat deck. So thinking of like a moving van, that type of vehicle. And then our last is our tractor. So a full Class 8 highway tractor. So that's just a kind of a quick overview of the lineup. To give you a little more specifics on each of the vehicles in the lineup. So again, our Lion 5, this is the one I think would probably have most interest to anyone in this room for sure. So you're looking at 210 kilowatt hour battery on this, up to 300 kilometers of range. And we're going to say a minimum of 2 hours of charging time. All of our vehicles are currently DC to DC charging, as David talked about earlier. We generally recommend with our vehicles a 24 kilowatt hour overnight DC charger. It's going to use the same 240 amps as a level 2, so the install isn't onerous like some other level 3 DCs, but it'll still give you the DC to DC features that come with that one. So just a little charging note on that. So this one, it says a minimum of 2 hours charging time. This vehicle can charge in as little as an hour if you had a fast enough charger, and that's the minimum 2 hours is based on the charging capacity of the vehicle. So there's a couple features of this vehicle. I will share this deck with everyone afterwards if you do want to go over it. The one thing about the Lion 5 that we're really excited about is it's the first vehicle that's manufactured to be an electric truck from the ground up. Our Lion 6 chassis, which is our first chassis we made, is a version of our school bus. So it's the same Class 6 chassis that's on our school bus platform that we've modified to make it a truck platform. Whereas this Lion 5, we built completely from the ground up to be a versatile truck platform. So it's got a couple of really cool features that were brought to us by people in the industry that was missing from the industry. The other neat thing about this, and I don't have a slide for it, but if anyone is interested, I could show it. This is also an ambulance platform. So this truck was born out of a partnership with Demers. And they are doing ambulances outfits on these. The city of Montreal has some on order, and we're working with some other communities to get actual fully electric ambulances in their communities. So very excited about that project as well. So some of the specs of this vehicle, so it comes in a single rear wheel, a dual rear wheel with independent suspension. Then it also will come with a leaf spring suspension in further versions. So we're trying to make it, again, a versatile vehicle. If you're looking for something a little lighter, we can go with a single rear wheel. If you want something with a little more weight, you can go to a dual, and then up to the leaf spring eventually for it. To give you some ideas of some of the upfits we've done on these vehicles. So we've done them as a standard box truck. We've done them as a towing. We've done them as a refrigerated box truck. We've done them as a small chipper. We've done them as a small dump truck for municipal fleets. So again, anything where you're seeing that 16-foot, 5-6 ton chassis is kind of the outfit we're looking for this truck primarily. So now I'm going to get into our Lion 6. So our Lion 6 are the vehicle that we have on the road today. We have these in inventory. We've been making these vehicles since 2020. It is a 26-foot, 26,000 pound, essentially straight truck. Primarily, again, moving vehicles, anything where you'd use a box truck. You're probably looking at about 7,000 to 8,000 pounds of payload on one of these when you have either a flat deck or a light box on it. So we're looking for things where you're just using a general all-purpose box truck for it, or a flat deck. Axle weight and everything on this vehicle. This vehicle is also available with a modular battery setup, so it's available with a 4 or 6 battery. So if you want more payload, we can get less batteries on it. If you want more range, we can add more batteries. The enemy of electric vehicles, we like to say, is either payload or range. It's one or the other, and one of my jobs is often to figure out which one is more important. Are we worried about the little extra payload from getting rid of the other 2 batteries, or are we worried about the range or the battery capacity for some sort of other reason that we need the extra battery? Again, some of the really cool features of this vehicle: extra wide cab, custom lights, the iconic blue bumper, stuff like that we've done to make it look like an electric vehicle. We want everyone to know at a glance that this is a industry, a company that's trying to make a change and want the visibility of using an electric vehicle. One of the nice things that we've done with our cab over design is just the turning radius of it. I know this room might not be as concerned with the turning radius in tight spaces of some of the urban settings, but especially when we get into the Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver markets, the downtown cores, the turning radius is a huge factor. So the cab over design makes it definitely a better vehicle for those tight spots. And then to end it, kind of on the truck side, we do have our full Class 8 tractor. So this will be a full Class 8. I mean, they're generally termed as highway tractors. The range will make these ones somewhat a little bit more limited for a highway tractor, but we are going to have a 110,000 pound weight rating on these vehicles. So they're going to be able to carry heavy loads for sure. You're looking at 630 kilowatt hours, and we're looking at 400 kilometers of range. And these will be able to charge very fast if, again, you had a fast enough charger to do it. So you could charge them in a very short order if you had the proper infrastructure in place. A couple little more specs about the tractor. Definitely something we're excited about as a company. And for this, on the electric end, we feel this is more of a DC to location, not a highway tractor. It's going to be more from one location to other locations in the cities, from it could be piers, it could be a train station, terminals, anything like that, moving vehicles, moving heavy weights short distances essentially for the tractor. So one of the things kind of that goes across the entire Lion ecosystem is Lion is our ecosystem. We do have all of these divisions within our company. So we do have a Lion Energy division that works with our partners to spec the proper chargers. We also stock chargers in various brands. Again, I was listening to David talk about some of the brands. Good friends of Lion, Flow, Grizzly, ABB, ChargePoint, all of those are friends of ours, have vehicles and chargers are compatible with our vehicles. Lion Beat is one of the cool things about electric vehicles because the connectivity of them, it allows the telematics to be, I guess, next level. You just get a lot more information from an electric vehicle over telematics than you do a diesel vehicle. It's always connected. We can tell at all times the state of charge, where the vehicles are, just a lot of information about our vehicles. Grants and capital, we have a grant team that helps with grant funding for these vehicles. They're expensive vehicles, and there's grants available, so we want to help out in every way we can there. And then we do have our training as well. So we have our Lion Academy, so we will have online training. We also do hands-on training. We will go to site, bring a trainer to site, and we also do training at our facilities as well. So in Canada right now, we have facilities in Richmond, BC, Moncton, New Brunswick, and 3 in Quebec, and we will have an Ontario facility at some point in 2024. So hopefully sooner rather than later, but at some point this year, we will have an Ontario facility. Sorry, excuse me. So now we're going to wing it a little bit with me, and we're going to talk about Lion School Buses. A lot of the stuff I talked about on the Lion as a company will be the same with the school bus. We share the ecosystem, we share everything with the bus for the company. We just don't share the product knowledge, and the sales teams are a little different. So, why Lion makes school buses? EV confidence, smooth operations, people first, and financial. Again, these are type of things that can be with any EV purchase. Generally, once someone's driven an EV, they don't want to go back. So you can run your route seamlessly with Lion as your advisor. So like I said, this is where we're talking about, we're here to help every step of the way we can. We have divisions that are going to help with charging, that are going to help with training, that are going to help with the ecosystem, that are going to help with the telematics, because we are actually the OEM and you're not going through a dealer or anything like that. You're going to get the answer right from the source. So smooth operations. I guess I probably should have started with this. I'm a huge EV advocate myself. I own two EVs. I've got over 100,000 kilometers driven in EVs. I've driven from Toronto to New York to Halifax to. I've done way too many long drives. I'm based out of Toronto myself, and I travel to Montreal to our office at least monthly or so. I do that in a 400-kilometer Model 3. So I'm extremely familiar with EVs, and then the maintenance and everything that does come with that. So, yeah, on our vehicles, and this goes across the bus and the truck side. Less maintenance, rust-free composite bodies. We've got 10-year-old buses that are in our facility, and they look the same as brand new ones, the composite, and that end of it really helps. Everything is one piece, 90% fewer rivets, and then just some simple things like our windshield's faster to remove, and the painting sections as well. People first, it's part of the reason we're doing this, and the main reason in everything is the environment and the social aspects of it. So quieter rides for the children, the smog, the noise, all of the things that come with it. I challenge anyone to say that an EV is not a people first vehicle in every step of the way for it. And then the financial end of it, depends on the use case, to be honest, more than anything. EVs generally, the more you drive them, the more you tend to save. The more you can charge them at home and use the battery that way, the more you tend to save on it. But definitely over the length of time, there is a savings for sure, measurable savings. So we do have two school buses that we are currently producing right now. So we have our Type C standard school bus. So this one we're looking at a 177 to 250 kilometer range for a battery capacity of 140 to 210. And then we also have our Lion Type D, which is a flat nose version of the same school bus. So this is our newest model. We just released this year. Popular in the US states, and a little bit bigger capacity on it. And so the one thing that I know is of interest to everyone in this room, and again, it's more of been a school bus initiative on the Lion side, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit. But the one really cool thing about this, and I know you guys would have done that a little bit with that Lightning EV, is that these are portable battery packs. These are portable battery packs capable of running facilities power. They're portable battery packs, basically of doing anything you can want to do with them. So that's where we get into the V2G. So V2G is a smart bidirectional charging technology that draws unused power from the electric vehicle back into the grid. Provides vehicle owners with a source of revenue from the energy sold back to the grid. To enable V2G, charging stations may be equipped with software that communicate to the grid, and it is a much more effective way of charging. With V2G, it has to be level 3 charging. But we are doing some test cases, and we're going to come to those slides in a minute, where we are using our vehicles as backup emergency power sources for some communities. It's something we're at the really, really early stages of, but it's something we're definitely excited about and see the growth from a company standpoint and from being able to help out communities when they get into problems to be able to just turn on the lights. So the advantages of V2G: expands the capacity for renewable energy, reduces the cost and price volatility. So theoretically, if you could take energy from your source overnight when it's cheaper into your battery source, your bus or your truck. You could then put it back into the power and use it during the day when the energy is more expensive. So just as something as simple as storing energy and buying it when it's cheaper and then reusing it during the day when it would be more expensive to use. And in addition to, should there be a power outage, having that backup source there. So it eases strain on the grid and it provides a reliable power source during peak demand and extreme weather. And the limitations of it, the grids aren't designed for it officially yet. They're all projects that we're working with the communities, the power companies to do it. It's limited to DC chargers. For us, it's not overly a limit because our trucks are the DC, and there's no consistent set of regulations for vehicle to grid integration. This really changes power company to power company, community to community. All we can do is we have the capabilities in our vehicles to do it, and we offer the expertise and commitment to want to do it. We have to have the buy-in from the community and the power company and everything to kind of tie the project together. But we do have the vehicles that are capable to do it. So V2G at Lion. So currently we're running 4 V2G projects, 3 of them in the United States and 1 is in Canada. So primarily we are using the Lion C school buses, primarily because they had vehicles there that they had already done it. We're working to establish with more players with the capability to do this. This is a project that we want to continue doing. There's a past one as well in New York that we did from 2018 to 2021. So we tested 5 school buses. So we did this test successfully for 3 years. Took it back to the bus, took it back to the grid, distributed it to customers from there. And then in Canada, the one that I have a little bit of familiarity with, I was out in PEI when they were announcing this. It's a really cool project we're doing in PEI. PEI has 82 buses right now in the province. We have chargers installed at the community centers, the arena, and the idea is in the event of any sort of power outage or anything like that, you'll be able to put people into those buildings and power those buildings with the school buses they already have. If we can help a community out in addition when they're in trouble, in addition to all of the benefits of an electric vehicle, it's just an added bonus for us and something we're really proud of, and hopefully we can help out in that way. We also did do a project in BC with BC Hydro to test the capabilities. The project was piloted. The project had no problem. It worked fine. It concluded at the end of January 2024. So successful project as well there. So kind of a little bit of an overview of Lion, and I know I threw a ton at you in 20 plus minutes of it there, a ton of our vehicles, a ton of what we do. Again, I just want to kind of say thank you for having us. EVs are, at our company, the heart of what we do. We talk about, again, I heard the charging, talking about the charging ports. I can tell you almost everyone in our company drives electric vehicles, and one of the challenges when I do go to the office is just finding a charger available because we are so bought into it. It's not something that we just talk about and have a small division of our company. We do. It's something that 1,300 of us live, breathe. All we do every day is electrification and electric vehicles. So thanks for the time.